See, so it said these two prophets, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, and we're the ones who are tormenting them that dwell on the earth. You know, we're the ones who are condemning them.
Because we're exposing these plans. We're that wrench. We're that wrench in these global elites' plan. You know, they didn't see this coming. You know, then they thought that they were going to be able to go forth with their plan and nobody call it. But guess what? The prophets of the Most High that were predestined to come forth with this information is exposing these demons. So truly, therefore, we are your guys' worst nightmare. You know, and we're gonna continue to expose you demons.
And if I could say this, at the same time, when the destruction comes, that's when the same time the Son of God Yahushua is going to deliver, because verse 12 says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. That's thus those nuclear destruction. And the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Most High of heaven. See, so most of the earth, you know, is going to be destroyed, and the remnant is going to be they're going to be scared, so they're going to give glory to the Most High.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we should be giving glory all the time that we do, because we're not worthy to be saved. You know, who are we to say anything like, man, I need to be saved? That's like when you go to a job interview and they ask you, do you accept this job offer? And they'll fucking challenge it and say, oh, I want a car and I want this, and then they end up getting it.
And it goes on. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And woe means destruction. And the first woe, World War I. The second woe, World War II. And the third woe is this one says, cometh quickly.
Yes, sir. So we're probably on verse 13 right now. We're living in verse 13.
And 7,000, that's 7,000 the spiritual number, which means it's going to be.
Yes. 7 means completion.
You want to
And the remnant, no, brother, I brought it.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine what was going on in the ancient times, like when Hamashiach was on the earth, when Yahushua was walking around, and then people didn't know, like there's no internet back then. You can't go on the blue letter. Oh, what did the Lord mean by this? But they're telling them he's going to come back in clouds, and they're really thinking it's going to be clouds, but they already knew that the clouds was a chariot.
Because when the prophets wrote these scriptures, they were just detailing what their visions were. They didn't know exactly what they were seeing. They had never seen these things before.
Like when I try to explain the chariots that I've seen, I couldn't even tell you.
So if you ask these Christians that have no spiritual eyes, they're it's a cloud, you know.
It's a thing.
It's a, you know, if the precipitation is right, and then, you know, they're gonna tell you all kinds of shit, you know. But
That's just harpa or harp.
So even though that we know that that's our salvation, you know, we're not gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna get beamed up. You know, we can't be thinking like that, you know.
So if you do think like that, you're gonna get destroyed.
We just have to pray, because right here it says 2 Kings 2:10, and he said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. So when Elisha was asking Elijah for a double portion of his spirit, you know, he was saying, you might get a double portion if I'm taken. You know, if I'm taken, if I'm delivered, if you know, delivered by the chariot, then that's when you'll get the double portion. You know, but he says, if not, shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So a chariot of fire, horses of fire, and Elijah went up into heaven by a whirlwind. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his clothes and rent them into 2 pieces. So after he seen Elisha get delivered, you know what I mean? He tore his clothes, you know.
Yeah, because it's scary.
Imagine seeing that. We've seen someone get delivered.
So this is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and a time, every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And Israel was planted here. Jacob and Israel were planted here, so we're going to get plucked up like the brother's been saying. Okay, is that pretty much it?
Let me get this last verse. Acts 9:3. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. Now let me just get that definition of light real quick. So he was, on his way to Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. Strong's G5457. A heavenly light, such as surrounding angels when they appear on earth. And that's how that's how the angels appear. As light. It says anything emitting light, a star, fire, because it is light. That's what it is. It's fire in the sky.
There's a movie called Fire in the Sky.
Yep. The Most High is light.
If you have Netflix, try to guess.
Yeah.
It's about eating my skin.
Oh, I have Netflix. I'm gonna check it out.
So it said, the Most High is light.
Ooh, what? What was
The
that?
Most High is light.
He's light?
Yep.
No way. He's
Because
light.
our spirit is light.
Fire.
That's where our spirit comes from.
Spirits of ministering fire.
He's the Father of spirits.
There you go.
Also of truth and its knowledge, together with the spiritual purity associated with it. See, so those angels out there, they're truth and knowledge.
Okay, so if you're into Christianity, what's the reward? Going to heaven, right? So if you're in the truth, what's the reward? Being saved.
The power of understanding, moral and spiritual truth.
Hey, so you can't have this light and you can't have this truth unless you're an Israelite, unless you're made after His image.
So it all connects,
So
with that, I hope it's edifying. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone Camp, for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and mercy to the brothers around the world teaching the truth.
Now let's put this blessing on the brotherhood. Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha.
Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai.
Shalak Barakim.
Shalak Barakim.
Wa Shalom.
Wa Shalom.
La Shal.
La Shal.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
The water Yahweh Ba'ashem
The
Yahushai.
water, how about Shimon?